In the ancient city of Enoch, where wisdom and righteousness were held in high regard, lived a man whose name would echo through the ages. Enoch, known for his deep understanding of divine matters and his unwavering devotion, led a life of quiet contemplation and steadfast faith. As a father and spiritual leader, he spent his days teaching his children the ways of righteousness, while serving as a beacon of wisdom for his community. Enoch's daily life was marked by simplicity and purpose. Rising before dawn, he would begin each day in prayer and meditation, seeking understanding of the deeper mysteries of existence. His home, modest yet welcoming, stood as a gathering place for those seeking counsel and spiritual guidance. The relationship with his sons, Methuselah, Regem, and Gad, was particularly profound, as he carefully passed down not only practical knowledge but also the sacred traditions of their ancestors. In an era when mankind was increasingly straying from divine teachings, Enoch maintained his integrity. His reputation for fairness and wisdom drew people from distant lands, seeking his counsel on matters both mundane and profound. Yet despite his elevated status within the community, he remained humble, continuing to work with his hands and maintain close bonds with his family and neighbors. Little did he know that his ordinary life was about to transform into an extraordinary journey that would transcend the boundaries of earthly existence. On that fateful morning, as the first rays of sunlight began to pierce through the window of Enoch's chamber, an extraordinary event unfolded. Having retired to his bed for a moment of rest, Enoch found himself in the presence of two remarkable beings whose appearance defied earthly description. These divine messengers stood at his bedside, their countenance radiating a brilliance that surpassed the morning sun. Their eyes held the warmth of eternal flames, and their garments shimmered with a deep purple hue that seemed to capture the very essence of royalty. Their wings, more resplendent than pure gold, moved with a grace that spoke of their celestial origin. Initially, terror gripped Enoch's heart, a natural response to such an otherworldly presence. His face, usually composed and serene, transformed with fear as he beheld these magnificent beings. Yet their first words carried comfort. "Have courage, Enoch. Do not fear." They explained their divine mission with gentle authority, revealing that the eternal God had sent them to escort him to the heavens. The messengers' presence brought with it an atmosphere of sacred purpose. Their announcement that Enoch would ascend with them that very day carried both the weight of divine command and the promise of unprecedented revelation. In that moment, Enoch's fear began to transform into a profound sense of holy anticipation. Heeding the divine summons, Enoch rose with purpose and made his way to the doors of his home. His heart was heavy with the knowledge that he must bid farewell to his family, yet filled with the solemnity of his calling. With measured steps, he first gathered his sons, Methuselah, Regem, and Gad, knowing this moment would be etched in their memories forever. In the warm light of morning, Enoch spoke to his sons with both authority and tenderness. He shared with them the profound revelations of his divine visitors and provided guidance for the time he would be away. His voice, steady and clear, carried instructions for maintaining their household and continuing the righteous path he had always taught them. The atmosphere was thick with emotion as he embraced each son in turn. To Methuselah, his eldest, he entrusted special responsibilities, knowing the weight of leadership would now fall upon his shoulders. Each word of farewell was chosen carefully, carrying both loving counsel and eternal wisdom. Before departing, Enoch arranged his earthly affairs with characteristic thoroughness. He gave final instructions about their family traditions, the care of their property, and most importantly, the preservation of their spiritual heritage. His last words to his household carried both reassurance and the promise of his return, as ordained by the Lord. As the celestial beings bore Enoch upward, the familiar confines of earth gave way to the splendors of the first heaven. Here, suspended between earthly realm and higher celestial spheres, Enoch beheld a sea of extraordinary magnitude, far surpassing any earthly ocean in both size and majesty. Its waters held a crystalline clarity that reflected divine light in ways unknown to mortal eyes. In this realm, Enoch encountered the venerable elders and rulers of the stellar orders, their presence commanding yet benevolent. 200 angels moved with precise purpose, their duties focused on maintaining the divine order of creation. These celestial beings exhibited a dedication to their tasks that spoke of eternal commitment to divine service. Within this heaven lay remarkable treasuries that defied earthly comprehension. The storehouses of snow stretched vast and deep, guarded by angels whose countenance reflected the solemnity of their charge. These divine keepers maintained vigilant watch over nature's elements, their presence ensuring the proper distribution of winter's bounty to the world below. Most remarkable were the treasure houses of dew, their contents bearing the appearance of olive oil, yet possessing a supernatural quality. These repositories contained countless drops, each awaiting its appointed time to bless the earth. The flowers of every kind found their essence captured here, their fragrances preserved in perfect harmony. Throughout this realm, angels moved with purpose and grace, their tasks integral to the functioning of creation itself. They operated the mechanisms of these celestial storehouses with precision, their actions coordinated in a dance of divine administration. Their movements created a seamless flow between heaven and earth, maintaining the delicate balance of natural forces that sustain life below. In the second heaven, Enoch encountered a darkness more profound than any earthly shadow, a realm where divine justice manifested in its most solemn form. Here, suspended in the vast expanse, were the imprisoned apostates, their forms barely visible in the perpetual gloom as they awaited final judgment. The angels who maintained watch over this realm bore appearances that matched the gravity of their duty. Their countenance, darker than earthly darkness, reflected the weight of their sacred charge. These guardians maintained their vigil with unwavering dedication, their presence a testament to divine order and justice. When Enoch inquired about the nature of the prisoner's torment, his celestial guides provided a sobering explanation. These were the souls who had turned from divine command, choosing instead to follow their own will. Their punishment served as an eternal testament to the consequences of rejecting divine authority and following the path of rebellion. The atmosphere in this realm bore the weight of perpetual lamentation. Through all hours, the sound of weeping echoed through the darkness, a ceaseless reminder of the price of apostasy. The prisoners, bound by divine decree, endured their sentence in a state of continuous awareness of their transgressions. Most striking was the presence of their leader, himself bound and awaiting judgment. This fallen prince, who had led others into rebellion, now shared in their fate. His presence served as a powerful reminder that divine justice recognized no hierarchy in its administration. All who turned from righteousness faced equal judgment. In this realm, Enoch witnessed firsthand the serious consequences of rejecting divine guidance, a lesson that would resonate through generations to come. Upon entering the third heaven, Enoch beheld a realm of unparalleled beauty and divine abundance. Here, the very essence of paradise manifested itself in forms that transcended earthly understanding. The air itself carried a sweetness that spoke of eternal spring, filled with fragrances unknown to mortal senses. In this celestial garden, flowering trees of every kind flourished in perfect harmony. Their blossoms produced a fragrance that exceeded any earthly perfume, creating an atmosphere of perpetual delight. The fruits these trees bore possessed a sweetness that spoke of divine nurture, each one perfect in form and sustenance. Every plant and flower contributed to a symphony of scents that filled the air with their exquisite exhalations. At the heart of this paradise stood the magnificent tree of life, upon which the Lord himself would rest during his visits to this celestial garden. This tree defied ordinary description. Its trunk appeared as burnished gold, its leaves shimmered with vermilion light, and its entire form radiated with an inner fire that spoke of divine presence. Every aspect of its being testified to its ineffable nature, from its roots reaching to the garden's foundations to its crown touching the heights of heaven. From the base of this divine realm flowed two primary springs, their waters carrying properties beyond mortal understanding. One spring produced honey, while the other yielded milk, their flows continuous and pure. These merged with two other springs that produced oil and wine, creating 4 sacred rivers that circled paradise with quiet dignity. Their courses followed divine paths between the realms of corruptibility and incorruptibility, maintaining the sacred balance of creation. Throughout this heavenly garden, 300 angels maintained their watch, their forms radiating brightness that spoke of divine glory. These celestial guardians filled the air with perpetual songs of praise, their voices never tiring as they served the Lord through all days and hours. Their presence added to the garden's perfection, their devotion manifesting in both diligent service and joyful worship. In this realm, no tree remained barren, and every space radiated divine blessing. The harmony between the celestial guardians, the sacred waters, and the divine vegetation created a perfect expression of paradise, where heavenly purpose and eternal beauty merged in seamless unity. In the fourth heaven, Enoch witnessed the divine orchestration of celestial movements that governed day and night. Here, he beheld the magnificent workings of sun and moon, their paths carefully measured and maintained by divine decree. The realm pulsed with a rhythm that spoke of eternal order and purpose. The sun's journey followed an extraordinary path, its movement guided by forces beyond mortal comprehension. 4 magnificent celestial beings attended its rightward course, each commanding 1,000 lesser lights beneath them. To the left, 4 more beings of equal grandeur maintained their positions, also directing 1,000 lights each. Together, these 8,000 heavenly bodies moved in perfect harmony with the sun's daily journey. During daylight hours, 15,000 angels accompanied the sun's passage, their presence ensuring its proper course through the heavens. As night fell, 1,000 six-winged beings took their place, maintaining the celestial order through the darkness. Before the sun's great wheel, angels moved through divine flames, their service essential to kindling and maintaining the sun's eternal light. Enoch observed how these beings measured the movements of both sun and moon with absolute precision. Their dedication to their sacred duties never wavered, maintaining the perfect balance between day and night. The coordination between the various orders of angels demonstrated a level of divine organization that transcended human understanding. This realm revealed the intricate relationship between light and darkness, showing how each played its essential role in the divine order. The ceaseless movement of celestial bodies, guided by their angelic guardians, created a dance of light that marked the passage of time itself. In the fifth heaven, Enoch encountered the Gregorii, beings whose appearance bore a haunting reminder of their fall from grace. These entities, though human-like in form, possessed stature that far exceeded that of mortal men. Their presence filled this celestial realm with an atmosphere of solemn remembrance. The faces of the Gregorii bore the marks of their eternal grief, their features worn by the weight of their transgression. An unnatural silence surrounded them, their mouths sealed in perpetual quietude. This heaven, unlike the others, lacked the customary sounds of worship and praise, its stillness serving as testament to its role as a place of reflection and consequences. When Enoch sought understanding about these beings, his celestial guides revealed their tragic history. These were the Watchers who had once stood in the presence of the Lord of Light, but chose to reject their divine calling. Their prince, Satan, had led them in rebellion, and their subsequent actions had profound consequences for both heaven and earth. The guides recounted how 3 of these beings had descended to earth, breaking their sacred vows upon the hill of Hermon. There, they had been captivated by the daughters of men, taking them as wives and introducing corruption to the mortal realm. Their actions led to the birth of giants and remarkable beings, bringing great discord to the world below. This realm served as a somber reminder of divine justice, where these once mighty beings now dwelt in a state of perpetual mourning for their fallen brethren. Their punishment stood as an eternal testament to the consequences of rejecting divine authority and succumbing to earthly temptations. In the sixth heaven, Enoch beheld 7 bands of angels whose radiance surpassed all previous celestial beings. Their faces shone with a brilliance that exceeded the sun's glory, and their forms emanated a light that spoke of divine perfection. These angelic orders moved in perfect unity, their appearances and behaviors reflecting absolute harmony in both purpose and execution. These exalted beings bore the responsibility of maintaining celestial order through their various duties. Their primary task involved overseeing the movements of heavenly bodies and ensuring the proper governance of both celestial and earthly realms. When they observed wrongdoing below, they issued divine commandments and provided instruction to maintain righteous order. Their voices filled the heavenly expanse with songs of extraordinary beauty. These weren't mere melodies, but rather profound expressions of praise that carried divine power and purpose. The harmony of their singing transcended earthly understanding, creating a celestial symphony that resonated through the heavenly spheres. Among these angelic hosts were the archangels, whose authority extended over all aspects of creation. Their jurisdiction encompassed the measurement of earthly life, the regulation of seasons and years, and the oversight of rivers and seas. They maintained vigilance over the fruits of the earth and every blade of grass, ensuring that all living creatures received their ordained sustenance. A particular order of angels bore the sacred duty of recording the souls of men and their deeds. These celestial scribes maintained detailed accounts of human lives and actions, preserving them before the Lord's presence. Their work served as an eternal testament to human conduct and divine justice. At the center of this realm, magnificent beings of supreme order maintained continuous worship. 6 phoenixes and 6 cherubim, each possessed of 6 wings, joined together in perpetual praise. Their song, beyond mortal description, created an atmosphere of pure adoration before the Lord's footstool. These beings exhibited perfect joy in their service, their every movement and utterance reflecting complete devotion to their divine purpose. The organization of this heaven demonstrated the perfect order of divine administration, where each angelic band fulfilled its appointed role with unwavering dedication. Their collective service ensured the maintenance of both heavenly and earthly realms, creating a bridge between divine will and its manifestation in creation. Upon entering the 7th heaven, Enoch encountered a realm of unparalleled magnificence, where divine light manifested in its purest form. This celestial sphere housed the highest orders of angelic beings, their presence marking the pinnacle of heavenly hierarchy before the throne of God itself. The light in this realm transcended mere brightness, embodying a divine radiance that spoke of eternal glory. Within this illuminated expanse dwelt the most exalted of angelic hosts, the fiery troops of great archangels, whose forms possessed a majesty beyond earthly comprehension. These beings exhibited perfect unity in their celestial duties, their movements demonstrating precise coordination in service to divine purpose. The organizational structure of this heaven revealed itself through distinct angelic orders. The dominions, principalities, and powers maintained their appointed stations with unwavering dedication. The cherubim and seraphim, beings of supreme rank, took their places among the assembled hosts. The thrones, distinguished by their many-eyed appearance, stood as sentinels of divine justice and authority. When Enoch first beheld these celestial beings, he found himself overcome with holy terror, his mortal nature trembling before such overwhelming glory. His angelic guides, sensing his fear, offered words of comfort and encouragement, urging him to maintain his courage in the face of such divine majesty. The assembled hosts arranged themselves in 9 distinct regiments, each occupying its appointed station in perfect order. Their positions reflected a carefully maintained hierarchy that spoke of divine organization and purpose. The light stations they occupied created a living tapestry of celestial glory, each position carefully maintained according to eternal decree. In this realm, the proximity to divine presence became palpable. The angels here conducted their service with a level of devotion that demonstrated their awareness of their closeness to God's throne. Their movements created patterns of light and glory that spoke of eternal worship and perfect service. From this vantage point, Enoch could perceive the higher heavens that lay beyond, including the 10th heaven where the Lord himself dwelt. The very atmosphere of this realm prepared visitors for the ultimate divine encounter, serving as a transitional space between lower celestial spheres and the supreme height of God's dwelling place. The 8th heaven, known in Hebrew as Muzaloth, revealed itself as the divine mechanism for governing the natural order of creation. This realm held authority over the changing of seasons, governing the cycles of drought and abundance that shaped life below. Within its bounds, the 12 constellations maintained their eternal positions, their arrangements reflecting perfect divine order above the seventh heaven. Here, Enoch witnessed the intricate workings of celestial governance that maintained the rhythm of creation. Each constellation held its appointed place, its influence carefully measured and maintained by divine decree. The precision of their arrangement spoke of an eternal wisdom that transcended mortal understanding. As Enoch ascended to the ninth heaven, known in Hebrew as Book of Enoch, he encountered the celestial homes of the 12 constellations. This realm served as the dwelling place for these divine arrangements, each maintained in perfect order according to eternal purpose. The beauty and majesty of these heavenly abodes surpassed all earthly splendor, their very existence testifying to divine glory. The relationship between these two heavens demonstrated the perfect harmony of divine administration. While the eighth heaven governed the practical manifestation of seasonal changes, the ninth heaven maintained the eternal essence of these celestial bodies. Together, they formed a complete system of divine governance over the natural order of creation. In these realms, Enoch observed how divine wisdom had established a perfect mechanism for maintaining order in the created world. The arrangement of these heavens revealed the intricate relationship between celestial authority and earthly manifestation, each element precisely placed to fulfill its eternal purpose. At last, Enoch reached the 10th heaven, known in Hebrew as Aravat, the dwelling place of the divine presence itself. This highest realm manifested a glory that transcended all previous celestial spheres, revealing the very seat of divine authority and majesty. The Lord's throne dominated this celestial space, its grandeur beyond human craftsmanship or comprehension. The divine presence manifested with an appearance that Enoch likened to glowing iron, reminiscent of metal transformed by intense fire. This holy radiance emitted sparks of divine energy, creating an atmosphere of absolute holiness that permeated the entire realm. Before the throne, the heavenly hosts arranged themselves in perfect order upon 10 steps, each according to their divine rank. They approached to offer their worship, bowing before the Lord with profound reverence, before returning to their appointed places. Their movements displayed both joy and solemnity, their voices raised in songs of praise that carried through the boundless light. The Lord's face, as Enoch beheld it, possessed an ineffable quality that defied description. Its wonderful and terrible aspect spoke of both divine justice and mercy, creating an impression of awe that transformed all who gazed upon it. The quantity and variety of divine instructions emanating from the throne exceeded all human understanding, demonstrating the infinite wisdom that governed creation. In this sacred moment within the 10th heaven, Enoch underwent a profound transformation under divine decree. The Lord spoke to Michael, commanding him to remove Enoch's earthly garments, marking the beginning of his transition from mortal to celestial being. The archangel Michael approached with solemn purpose, carefully removing the vestments that represented Enoch's earthly existence. In their place, he applied a divine ointment whose properties transcended mortal understanding. This sacred substance possessed a radiance that surpassed the great light itself, its fragrance resembling sweet dew, with a mild and penetrating essence that shimmered like the sun's purest rays. As the anointing proceeded, Enoch experienced a transformation that affected his entire being. The divine substance penetrated beyond physical form, altering his very essence to align with the celestial realm. Each moment of this sacred process brought him closer to the divine nature required for eternal service in the heavenly courts. Upon completion of the anointing, Michael clothed Enoch in garments of divine glory. These celestial vestments reflected his new status among the heavenly host, marking his transition from earthly observer to eternal participant in divine service. When Enoch beheld his transformed appearance, he recognized in himself a reflection of the glorious beings who served in the heavenly courts. Following Enoch's transformation, the Lord addressed the assembled heavenly host regarding his permanent installation among their ranks. With divine authority, the Lord commanded that Enoch should stand before his face for eternity, marking his acceptance into the celestial court. The glorious beings of heaven responded with reverence and acceptance, bowing before the Lord and acknowledging his decree concerning Enoch's elevation. Their unified response, "Let Enoch go according to your word," signified their wholehearted acceptance of this new addition to their eternal company. The significance of this installation extended beyond mere acceptance. Enoch's position before the Lord's face represented a unique honor, granting him continuous access to divine presence and wisdom. His transformation and installation established a precedent that demonstrated the potential bridge between human righteousness and divine service. In this final stage of elevation, Enoch received his eternal commission. The responsibilities and privileges associated with his new position reflected both the trust placed in him by divine authority and the complete transformation he had undergone. His installation marked not merely an end to his earthly existence, but the beginning of an eternal service in the presence of divine glory. This culminating moment solidified Enoch's transition from mortal witness to eternal participant in divine administration, establishing his permanent place among the heavenly host. The account of Enoch's ascension through the heavens carries profound spiritual significance that resonates across generations. His journey demonstrates the potential for divine transformation through unwavering righteousness and steadfast devotion to eternal principles. The hierarchical nature of the heavens reveals an ordered structure of divine administration. Each realm serves specific purposes in maintaining creation's balance, from the governance of natural elements to the administration of divine justice. This organizational structure presents a model of perfect order that offers guidance for establishing righteous governance in earthly affairs. Enoch's transformation from mortal to celestial being illustrates the possibility of transcending human limitations through divine grace. His elevation demonstrates that righteousness and faithful service can lead to profound spiritual advancement. This principle establishes a paradigm for spiritual development that emphasizes the importance of maintaining unwavering devotion in daily conduct. The detailed account of divine justice, particularly evident in the second heaven, provides clear instruction regarding the consequences of rebellion against divine authority. This serves as both warning and guidance, emphasizing the eternal significance of moral choices and their far-reaching implications. The description of paradise in the third heaven presents an ideal of perfect harmony between divine purpose and created order. This vision of perfection offers inspiration for establishing balance and purpose in earthly endeavors, while simultaneously pointing toward the ultimate goal of divine communion. The account of Enoch's heavenly journey continues to exert profound influence on spiritual and philosophical understanding. This narrative establishes fundamental principles regarding divine order, righteousness, and the relationship between earthly conduct and eternal consequences. Throughout history, religious scholars and spiritual leaders have drawn significant insights from Enoch's experience. His transformation provides a compelling model of spiritual elevation through righteous living and unwavering devotion. This example continues to inspire those seeking deeper understanding of divine purposes and human potential. The detailed description of celestial hierarchies presented in this account has influenced various theological frameworks. These structures demonstrate the importance of order and purpose in both spiritual and temporal administration. Contemporary leadership principles often reflect similar patterns of organized authority and delegated responsibility. The enduring relevance of this narrative lies in its presentation of universal themes: justice and mercy, obedience and rebellion, transformation and elevation. These elements resonate across cultural and temporal boundaries, offering guidance for modern ethical and spiritual development. In contemporary application, the account provides valuable insights for establishing proper governance, maintaining ethical standards, and pursuing spiritual growth. The principles demonstrated through Enoch's journey continue to inform approaches to leadership, personal development, and institutional organization. This concludes the complete narrative of Enoch's heavenly ascension. The account serves as an enduring testament to the possibility of divine transformation and the eternal significance of righteous living. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey through the heavens with Enoch. If you found value in this exploration of divine realms and spiritual transformation, we invite you to support our continued work. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel, enabling us to bring you more content of this nature. Your engagement through likes and comments helps us understand what resonates with our audience and shapes our future presentations. Share this video with friends and family who might appreciate these timeless spiritual insights. We welcome your thoughts and interpretations in the comments section below. Join our growing community dedicated to exploring and understanding these ancient spiritual narratives. Together, we can delve deeper into these meaningful teachings and their relevance to our lives today.